Especially, I feel like, right, with females in that world, like you said, they get crazed in these diet fads, or we deal with it a lot with the juice cleanses or this or that, right? And it's coming from your perspective of going through that huge kind of like pit that you had of figuring all this out, right? Going through it with yourself, within yourself, and then you also competed in a bodybuilding or physique show or bikini or whatever you did, right? That's extremely sometimes like mentally detrimental to people, and you're still on the health side of like this is just a period of a few months out of my life, right?
Yeah.
That's a goal. That's something that's not your lifestyle. It's not going to affect you mentally beyond just the competition. You're just changing your body as a machine to perform, and then you're going right back to your lifestyle and like figuring that out. I think that's so huge, is that like well-rounded balance of like, if you want to hit this for a little while, I can get you there. But how do you go back to living your life in a balanced way? You know?
And build these lifestyle habits that can kind of stay with you.
Yeah, and that's the things that's missing with diets is they don't transition people to address the triggers. Like a big thing is if you work in a workplace, there's always donuts, sugars, donuts, treats, food. Someone's ordering food. It's like, all right, you can say no because you have that end goal of this competition, sure, but then when you're done with it and you don't have that end goal, what are you going to do? You're just going to go right back to it. So addressing the underlying issues that surround, like the last thing I always address with clients is weight loss. Like, yes, I know you want to lose 20 pounds, but we're going to address what your habits are first, and then I'm going to teach you what a calorie deficit is in the right way, and then we're going to transition you to lose the weight. Usually along the process in the first 2 weeks, I always have a client drop weight just from changing their habits and their routine without thinking about the scale and calories and all that. And like the biggest thing with like with calories and tracking is I had a client who she was on a plateau. Like a plateau is never a real thing anyway, you know? So she was on this plateau for a year, and she came to me and she's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I use MyFitnessPal. I'm so good at it. I know about calories. I know about this, macros and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, what do you eat? We went through her eating patterns. And when she mentioned her breakfast, she's like, I eat the same breakfast every day, all the time. It's my favorite thing. It's yogurt with granola and blueberries. I said, okay, how many calories is your yogurt then? And she couldn't tell me. And you're using this app to plug in every single day, and you aren't looking at the calories of the yogurt. And I was like, no. So anytime I like work with somebody who's ever a professional or great at MyFitnessPal, you're getting rid of that app. You're going to learn to read the label and be present in what you're doing, because that's another thing. You're just going through the motions. You're not being present. You just are like, all right, this is the lowest. I'm going to click this, looks right, and then move on. So I always have clients like journal their food first to start to see what their patterns are and things like that, and it really starts to open up their eyes and start to learn. I'm like, what are your triggers? What are your patterns? What do you notice? And then they'll read back their journal for the week, and they're like, oh, I noticed I do this on Fridays, and I notice on Sundays I do this. And it's like, all right, so you're becoming aware. I don't need to tell you this because you're learning about yourself and your body. So how can we make it better? Like, what are the things that you want to work on for yourself? Instead of me just telling somebody what to do and what to eat, because anybody can do that, you know? So I'm having them open up their eyes to get them to know themselves better and how to handle themselves. And I think that's the biggest key.